Let's start. Season 4, Episode 3. The sound of shattering glass. They say that inside a domain expansion, the user is a god. But what happens when two gods claim the same space? We left off at the most heart-stopping moment in Jujutsu history. The unlimited void and the Malevolent Shrine have collided in the center of Shinjuku. For a few seconds, the sure-hit effects canceled each other out in a perfect, terrifying balance. But Sukuna's domain is a masterpiece of Binding Vows, an open barrier that extends far beyond the reach of Gojo's shell. The balance has tipped. The exterior of Gojo's barrier is being hammered by an infinite rain of slashes. The glass is cracking. The void is collapsing. And for the first time in his life, Satoru Gojo is standing in a storm where his infinity cannot reach. Welcome to Episode 3. This isn't a duel anymore. It's an execution. Scene 1. The collapse of unlimited void. The episode opens with the literal shattering of Gojo's domain. The beautiful, infinite stars of the unlimited void break apart like a falling mirror. As the barrier vanishes, Gojo is left standing directly in the center of Sukuna's Malevolent Shrine. Without his own domain to neutralize the effect, Sukuna's sure-hit technique, Cleave and Dismantle, immediately locks onto Gojo. In a split second, Gojo's body is hit by thousands of invisible blades. His clothes are shredded and deep, bloody gashes appear across his chest, arms, and face. The students watching through the monitors scream in horror. Yuji's face is pale, and even Maki's stoic expression breaks. It looks like the end. The strongest is being turned into a fountain of blood in the middle of a ruined intersection. Scene 2. The reverse curse technique at full throttle. But Satoru Gojo didn't become the strongest by luck. As the slashes continue to rain down, Gojo does something that leaves Sukuna and the viewers in awe. He stops trying to run or block. He stands perfectly still and activates his reverse curse technique, RC Act, at an output that has never been seen before. The animation shows the wounds opening and closing in the same millisecond. His skin is being sliced apart, but the muscle and bone underneath are regenerating instantly. It's a gruesome high-speed cycle of destruction and rebirth. Gojo is effectively out-healing a god's ultimate attack. Sukuna watches from his shrine, his eyes wide with genuine fascination. So, you can even heal through this. Sukuna laughs, impressed by the raw grit of his opponent. Gojo, covered in blood but with eyes still burning bright blue, simply smirks. Don't get cocky, brat. I'm just getting started. Scene 3. Simple domain and the counterattack. Gojo realizes he can't keep this up forever. His cursed energy reserves are vast, but even he has limits. While still being slashed, he performs a hand sign. Simple domain. A small golden circle forms around his feet, temporarily neutralizing the sure-hit effect in a small radius. The slashes stop hitting him for a few precious seconds. He uses this window to close the distance. He isn't running away from the shrine. He's charging directly at Sukuna. The speed is so immense that he creates a vacuum. He reaches Sukuna and engages in a brutal hand-to-hand exchange right under the roof of the Malevolent Shrine. Gojo's punches are reinforced by blue, hitting with the weight of a collapsing star. Sukuna is forced to use domain amplification to touch Gojo, but the sheer physical pressure Gojo is exerting is overwhelming. Gojo is fighting like a man possessed, his movements a blur of white and blood. Scene 4. Healing the cursed technique. The most shocking moment of the episode comes when Gojo's simple domain finally breaks. Everyone expects him to die, but Gojo reveals his ultimate secret. He uses his arcade not to heal his body, but to heal his burnt-out curse technique. The narrator explains the complexity. After a domain expansion, the user's technique is temporarily unusable, but Gojo is literally destroying and rebuilding the part of his brain responsible for sorcery. It is a high-stakes gamble that could leave him brain dead, but it works. In a flash of light, Gojo regains the use of the Limitless. He grabs Sukuna by the throat and activates Red at point-blank range. The explosion is so powerful, it knocks Sukuna off his shrine and shatters the central pillar of the domain. The Malevolent Shrine collapses. The hunter and the prey have swapped places. Scene 5. The wheel turns. Both fighters are back in the ruins of Shinjuku, exhausted and bleeding. Gojo has survived the unsurvivable, but as he stands there, he hears a sound that makes his blood run cold. Click. Above Sukuna's head, the wheel of Mahoraga spins for the second time. Gojo notices it immediately. He realizes that while they were fighting inside the domain, Sukuna wasn't just defending. He was making the soul of Megumi Fushiguro take the burden of the unlimited void's information. Sukuna was using Megumi as a shield to help Mahoraga adapt to Gojo's techniques. Gojo's eyes fill with a mixture of rage and sorrow. "You really are a piece of work, Sukuna," Gojo says, his voice low. "Using the boy's soul to protect yourself, you're not a king, you're a coward." Scene 6. The second round begins. The episode ends with a chilling visual. Sukuna stands up, blood dripping from his face, but he is smiling. He calls out into the shadows. "With this treasure, I summon 8-handled sword Divergent Sala Divine General Mahoraga. A massive muscular figure with a wheel on its head and blades for arms emerges from the darkness behind Sukuna. The atmosphere of Shinjuku shifts. The unstoppable force, Gojo, is now facing the universal adaptation Mahoraga. Sukuna isn't fighting alone anymore. It's a 2-on-1 battle against the strongest sorcerer in history. The narrator's voice drops to a whisper. The first domain battle is over, but the nightmare has just truly begun. Satoru Gojo has survived the shrine, but can he survive a monster that has already learned how to kill him? The screen fades to black as the Mahoraga wheel spins one more time. Click. The final suspense. The shrine has fallen, but the general has risen. Mahoraga's adaptation. How much has the monster already learned about Gojo's infinity during the domain clash? The brain damage. How many times can Gojo rebuild his brain before he loses his sanity or his life? Megumi's fate. Now that his soul has been used as a shield, is there anything left of Megumi Fushiguro to save? If you're screaming at your screen right now, smash that like button and subscribe. We are witnessing the peak of Jujutsu Kaisen. Press the bell icon for episode 4, where Gojo takes on Sukuna and Mahoraga simultaneously. Who do you think is more dangerous? Sukuna's shrine or Mahoraga's blade? Let us know in the comments. End of episode 3.